Welcome everyone. I have a short standing practice for you today, and we're going to do something a little different. We're going to do just a handful of poses. We're going to do each one 2 times. The first time we run through the poses, we're going to focus on cultivating a feeling of heaviness. Why would you want to feel heavy? Well, we need heaviness to fall asleep and stay asleep. We need heaviness to ground us if we're feeling anxious or spinny or kind of cerebral, then that heaviness can be really helpful. Now we're going to run through the same postures, but we're going to do so with a feeling of lightness. Lightness can be really helpful if you're feeling lethargic or draggy. We need to be a little lighter. And so the second time we go through, we'll do the exact same poses, but we'll see if we can find a lighter feeling as we go through them. And I'm hoping that this will help you get some ideas for how to adjust your practice for how you're feeling in the moment so that you can move towards balance. We're going to start standing towards the front edge of your mat. You don't need to be all the way forward. Have the feet a comfortable distance apart. First thing we're going to do is rock a little side to side and forward and back and really feel those sensations in the bottoms of your feet. And see if you can come towards center. So you're grounded evenly on right and left side, between the front and the back of each foot. Inhale, imagining your breath traveling down into the bowl of your pelvis. As you exhale, soften a little through your knees and your hips and imagine the exhale traveling all the way down into your feet. Again, inhaling into the bowl of your pelvis. Exhaling soft through the joints of the legs as you breathe down into the earth. Again, inhale into the pelvis. Exhale, everything soft as your weight descends. Keeping this feeling of rootedness through the legs, maybe a little softer as well through the joints of the legs. Press down actively into the feet as you inhale. Gently take your arms up, very soft through the elbows, palms open to the sky. And then see if you can feel your shoulders heavy. So letting the shoulders sink down onto the back. Elbows are nice and low. And having the arms out just provides a little more weight, a little more sense of earthiness in this pose. Take one more breath here. Taking the arms all the way down by your sides, you're going to extend the fingers long, reach the arms slightly back and down. I'm going to bring more bend into the hips, knees and ankles, coming towards Utkatasana. Fierce pose, nice and long through the back of your neck. You're going to let your eyes come down to the floor in front of your mat. Breathing into your pelvis. As you exhale, imagine your breath traveling down into the floor through the feet, as well as towards the floor through the tips of your fingers. We'll take one more breath here. Press down through the feet to straighten the legs and stand. We're going to keep the right foot forward. Step the left foot back and then come up onto the ball of the back foot. Bend that back knee quite a lot as you bend the front knee. So you're going to feel the pelvis descend towards the floor as the knees bend. It's like you're sitting down a little bit here in this posture. Extend your arms again back and down, reaching through the fingertips for the floor. Gaze is still slightly lowered, maybe towards where the wall meets the floor. Breathing into the pelvis, exhaling down into the earth. Let your weight come into that front foot. Front foot is solid and grounded, holding your weight as you step the feet together. Coming to stand for a moment. Breathe into the pelvis, exhale down into both feet. Shift the weight over to the left so that left foot is really grounded into the floor. Step your right foot back. You're going to come up onto the ball of your right foot, and then you're going to sink down as you bend both knees. So feeling the pelvis descend towards the floor. Arms are extended, fingers reach for the earth. Breathe into your pelvis. Exhale down into the ground. Feeling your bones solid, supportive. Shift your weight forward into that left foot, really feeling how that left leg supports you as you then step the right foot forward, come to stand. Soft through the joints of the legs. Breathe out into the earth. And then turn to face the long edge of your mat. We're going to step the feet a little wider. We're going to take the right toes over towards the right. Feel free to let your pelvis rotate as well. We don't need to stand square. We're not squares. Stay grounded through that back foot as you bend the front knee towards the middle toes, any amount that feels good in your body. And as you do that, you might notice the feeling that your pelvis is moving towards the right and settling towards the earth. Heavy into both feet. Left hand is going to descend down the left leg. As you bring the right hand up, we're going to be really soft through the elbow, really soft through the palm and the fingertips. We're going to feel the descent of that left arm as you start to do a little bit of a back bend or a side bend here. And you're going to feel how that brings the weight down into this back leg. So I'm not leaning on the hand, I'm just letting the hand guide me. Soft in this arm. I may have taken the gaze up a little bit now, but my awareness is coming down into that back foot. I'm really letting that back leg support me as I lean back towards the left. Coming back up. I'm going to straighten my right leg, turn my feet forward, and I'm going to shift to the left side now. So left toes go to the left, pelvis turns a little bit here. I'm going to keep my awareness in my right leg as I start to bend my left knee towards the middle toes. I'm going to feel how that takes my pelvis lower towards the floor. And then as I'm here, I'm going to think about my right hand reaching down my right leg, softly extending the left arm. I'm going to start to let that right hand descend more. And I'm going to feel how that brings even more weight back into my right leg. So I'm feeling that heaviness on the right side. Breathing down into that right foot. And then I'm going to come back up. Press down into the floor to straighten the leg. Turn the feet together. Step in. And I'm just going to stand again. Breathing in to the pelvic bowl. Softly exhaling down into the floor. And then I'm going to turn towards the front of the mat. This time, I'm going to straighten more through the knees and the hips, and I'm even going to lift the toes a little bit if that feels okay. I'm going to look slightly up, not so much with the chin, but with the eyes, slightly above the level that my eyes would normally look at. And I'm going to let my hands come a little bit more out to the sides. I'm going to turn the palms forward. And as I breathe in, I'm going to feel my breastbone lift as my chest fills with air. As I exhale, I'm going to feel my body lifting up through the crown of my head, as though someone had a string through the crown of my head and was just lightly pulling up. Feeling that lightness and lift as I breathe out. From here, I'm going to take the arms all the way up. Fingertips reach for the sky. Gaze up. Heart lifts. Breathing in, maybe a little lift through the kneecaps. And then I'm going to come towards my Utkatasana. So as I do that, I'm going to feel bend through the knees, ankles, and hips. If it feels okay, I'm going to keep lifting out and forward. And I'm going to take my gaze slightly forward as well. As I inhale, I'm going to feel length coming through my side bodies. So I'm lifting from the hips up through the armpits. And then I'm going to press down into the floor, take the hands up, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Floating the arms down. Super light through the arms. From here, I'm going to keep the right foot forward, step the left foot back. I'm going to come up onto the ball of the left foot. I'm going to keep that leg a little straighter this time. So I'm coming down, bending that front leg, but really feeling the inner thigh of the back leg lift up. Arms are going to come up again. If I have good balance here, I'm going to look up towards the ceiling, let the heart lift. Feeling that sense of floating, lifting up through the heart. Letting the arms come down, I'm going to step forward, nice and light through the back leg, and then I'm going to switch sides. Up on the ball of that back foot. Leg is a little straighter here. I'm feeling the inner thigh of this right leg lifting up as I bend my left knee. Hands are going to come up towards the ceiling. Gaze and heart lift. Reaching towards the sky. Letting even my breath lift me. And then when I'm ready to come out, I'm just going to let the hands come back and lightly step forward, coming back to standing. And then I'm going to come to face the long edge of my mat. Step my feet a little wider. And turn my right toes forward. And just letting the pelvis follow. From here, I'm going to bend that front knee. Just let my back hand rest here. So left hand rests. Right hand's really going to reach for the sky. And as the fingers lift, the heart lifts, the gaze lifts. This is exalted warrior. The sense of opening the heart towards the sky. Getting length through that whole right side of the body. Letting the breath fill the right chest, the right armpit. And then you're going to float that arm down as you straighten the leg. Turn the feet forward, and we'll come to the other side. So you're bending into that knee. As the left knee bends, you're going to feel a little stretch maybe through the right side. Right arm's going to come down as you lift up through the left arm. Gaze lifts, heart lifts. Looking towards the sky. Maybe imagining, or if you're lucky enough to actually feel it, imagining the sun on your face. And then letting that arm float down as you lift up. Turn the toes forward, lightly step the feet together, coming to Tadasana. Take Taking a moment to just stand. Imagining, again, that little string out through the crown of the head. So there's a sense of lift through the crown. Maybe you're now drawing the breath up and out. A little more engagement maybe through the legs, feeling the kneecaps draw up, maybe even lifting the toes. Maybe the gaze comes slightly up. And just feeling how this Tadasana, this mountain pose is different. Feeling the connection between the mountain and the sky. And then you might just come to what feels like a little bit more of a neutral expression. And you're just going to notice how you feel. So, you may have needed the lightness. You may have needed the heaviness. You may be somewhere in between. So you can see how the same postures can be felt in different ways depending on where your focus is and how you're doing those postures, your pace, right? Your imagery that you're practicing with as you're going along, all of that can inform how we feel. Ultimately, the goal is to come towards balance. So paying attention to where you are at. And if things are feeling kind of skewed in one direction, then we get to play in our asana practice, in our practice of the yoga poses, to see if we can move more towards where we want to be. I hope this has been thought-provoking and fun to kind of play with heaviness and lightness in these poses. Questions may have come up. If so, feel free to ask them in the comments or just to share what your experience was of doing a practice this way. I'd love to hear what went on for you. And then feel free to kind of take these concepts into your own yoga practice and just see what happens. There's lots of places we can go when we start to be playing with these kinds of qualities as we do yoga. Thanks for practicing with me as always, and may we all be balanced and well. Thank you so much.